There was a time when Ubisoft would release a game that fans were hyped to get their hands on, promising one of the best gaming experiences anyone could ever have. Once a titan in the gaming world, Ubisoft was once at an apex in it all. From Assassin's Creed to Far Cry, they pioneered several of the most iconic franchises ever made. But now, something is seriously wrong. Ubisoft is collapsing. What then went wrong? It was founded by brothers Gilo in 1986, and it initially sold PC games like Zombie and Prince of Persia. The top game in Europe in 2002, Raymond, a pioneer in puzzle and platforming, grew in the 2000s with the release of the innovative Dreamcast Grandia 2, Tokyo Extreme Racer F1 Racing Championship, and Taxi 2. It also did new releases on the PlayStation 2 with Tom Clancy's name and Stowe stories that it had acquired from Ubisoft. Also, the Prince of Persia series gives them one of the biggest boosts. The year 2008 brought Far Cry to the table, presented by Ubisoft, which revolutionized the console gaming world with its new fight mechanics and movements. As much as Advanced Warfighter was preferred over its rivals, Call of Duty by Ubisoft, it chose a high-quality means of creating games. Far Cry 3 reinvented open-world gaming with its large-sized islands, different ecologies, and an engrossing storyline when it was launched in 2012. Then came Far Cry 4, Primal, and 5, all of which introduced refinements to the series formula with new combat methods, deeper narratives, and wide-open expanses. In 2018, Far Cry 5 became the fastest-selling title of the series, selling over 5 million copies in its first week on sale. Also, the release of Assassin's Creed in 2007 marked a new era for open-world gaming. The franchise became synonymous with high-quality storytelling and immersive gameplay. Ubisoft capitalized on this success by developing sequels and spin-offs at an impressive pace. There are Assassin's Creed Trilogy Impact. The original Assassin's Creed trilogy not only garnered critical acclaim, but also established a loyal fanbase. Each new installment came along with new mechanics and expansive worlds, really pushing the boundaries of what was expected by gamers within action-adventure titles. In this period, quality content from Ubisoft positioned them as one of the most highly respected publishers in the industry. But with great success comes great risk. But by the mid-2010s, Ubisoft's foundation began to shake a little with the 2014 release of Assassin's Creed Unity, plagued by technical problems and glitches, giving the company a bad name. This was really a wake-up call for the company since it built its empire on innovation. Its other expansion efforts tried, such as Watch Dogs 2 and Ghost Recon Wildlands, did not stick to audiences. It felt forced, with this push by the company to make more games an open-world experience, and innovations really tapered off. In 2017, another challenge was monetization. Although some titles, such as Rainbow Six Siege, were widely praised for the live service model, others saw the introduction of microtransactions, season passes, and DLC as a sticking point within the gaming community. But there is a light of hope. Rainbow Six Siege gained over 30 million players by 2018, and Tom Clancy's Division, featuring third-person shooting and RPG mechanics in post-apocalyptic New York, became the fastest-selling new IP launch for Ubisoft, selling $330 million in its first week. However, as 2018 progressed, Ubisoft's old formula began to break down. The publisher relied heavily on its biggest franchises for growth and industry position, leading to repetitive, dull, and predictable stories. The subsequent series of Assassin's Creed games were predictable, leading to commercially successful but less innovative releases. Far Cry Dawn, a direct sequel to Far Cry 5, faced similar challenges but reached moderate commercial success. The heavy reliance on franchises created the general feeling that the company was merely rehashing the same template with minor improvements and monetization features. Without new ideas, gamers became less interested in new releases, as they felt like open-world games filled with tedious activities without anything special to experience. Ubisoft experienced a renaissance in 2018 and 2019, focusing on players' voices and incorporating them into their games. The biggest hit was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which sold more copies in its first week than any previous Assassin's Creed title, but in the end, it could not pass the other Assassin's Creed title game. Despite facing setbacks and disappointments, Ubisoft's innovative play-as-anyone mechanic in Watch Dogs Legion in 2020 proved to be a successful experiment. Immortals: Phoenix Rising, released in the same year, showcased Ubisoft's ability to create new and fun games, despite not achieving the commercial success of other franchises like Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. The pandemic and lockdowns provided an ideal opportunity for game developers like Ubisoft to offer franchises and live service games with content. Rainbow Six Siege experienced significant growth, reaching 70 million players by the end of 2021. However, this growth was largely inorganic and unsustainable. Ubisoft's decline has been attributed to lackluster releases, such as Tom Clancy's Ghost Recall Breakpoint in 2019, which was poorly written, repetitive, and monetized. The company's RPG mechanics, such as skill trees, were haphazardly included to prolong gameplay time and often created barriers that hindered progress or engagement. These issues have contributed to the company's decline in recent years. Ubisoft's biggest issue is its inability to adapt to trends, leading to falling quality and generic monetization. The company's first quadruple title, Skull and Bones, took 11 years to develop and cost over $500 million. Prince of Persia with the Lost Crown, priced at $40, did not meet gamers' expectations. The company's upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows first look release has been criticized for its inclusion of tokenized characters and a hip-hop soundtrack during combat, raising concerns about representation and cultural accuracy. Investors have voiced concerns about Ubisoft's use of Japanese culture in games, and players have come to expect less from their titles. The fast release of games has sacrificed Ubisoft's identity and commitment to innovation, resulting in declining relevance and returns. The company has lost its standing within the industry for over a decade, focusing on only 3 titles: Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six Siege. Star Wars Outlaws lacks innovative mechanics due to a toxic positive culture that discourages out-of-the-box creations. Ubisoft's growth is attributed to ignoring player criticism, with upper management believing their decisions are right, but not supported by results. With Tencent planning a buyout, there is hope for Ubisoft's future. If Tencent buys the company, there is a high chance of a layoff to narrow down titles and close some studios. A new top management may listen to gamers' opinions and address their issues, but this would be the biggest damage to the company, as they are the ones who buy and play the games. It is crucial for the gaming industry to prepare for the repercussions of not listening to market response, as overlooking it can lead to their doom. The signs are clear. Ubisoft is struggling. But the question begs itself, can they fix it? Will they return to the glories of Prince of Persia or Assassin's Creed? Or continue with uninspired releases and perpetual delays?